That's when I knew I was going to be declared not guilty, because these jurors understood what I was doing, and one of them even thanked me as I was walking out of the courtroom and said, "Thank you for standing up for our constitutional rights, because if we give the government an inch, they're going to take a mile, and so thank you for drawing that line in the sand." So this small-town jury from Welton, Arizona, believed in what I was doing, and and keep in mind, Alex, this small town, Welton, where the jurors were pulled from, is right near the border. I mean, we're talking, I don't know exactly, but it's very close to the border. It's a lot closer to the border than the checkpoint is. And through these checkpoints, and they live right near the border, and yet they said they don't like the checkpoints. They said that it's out of control and that they, as U.S. citizens, get harassed. And they believed in what I was doing.
And that's the power of jury nullification and grand jury nullification. We elect the sheriff. We elect the mayor. We elect the legislature. And we decide the facts and the law. And they've tried to brainwash juries that that's not the case. We don't just vote at the voting booth. We vote at the grand juries and at the juries. And we vote when we demonstrate. And we vote when we say no. And we are the government. This is our republic, our country. And I've been specific. I am against randomly pulling over people to ask if they're citizens. That is evil and will be used against citizens. And what's your view on the Arizona law? Because the way I read it, it said somebody looks like they're drunk driving, somebody's speeding, we pull them over. If they're an illegal, then we take them in. The media spun this as a civil rights issue, but I want to make sure that everybody is given due process.
Well, my personal view on the SB 1070, I'm against it because I think it further breaks down the separation of power, though, between local and federal law enforcement. Basically, you're getting pulled over for a traffic ticket. They're calling the feds and just checking whether you're a U.S. citizen. That's getting entered into some kind of a database.
But they already, when they pull you over, and I'm against it, they run everybody through a database. I mean,
I know, but the way I see it, though, just because they're already doing it, it's still a police state, And I see what you're saying, that the law is maybe really nothing new, but at the same time... No.
I mean, I want to be clear. I'm not saying there's a... My issue is they're getting rid of all the rights for citizens and then adding extra rights to illegals because it's part of the globalist overall program. Stay with us. But I had one more question, Pastor, and that's this. How is your civil suit going against them, and who are you suing specifically?
Well, I'm pretty much suing everyone involved, the United States of America, the Department of Homeland Security, the Border Patrol, the state of Arizona, the DPS, which is the state police, and then all the individual agents and police officers involved. And we're suing on 5 different counts. One of them is, of course, the 1983 statute about deprivation of constitutional rights. We're suing them for assault and battery, wrongful arrest and imprisonment, negligence and or gross negligence, and intentional affliction of emotional distress. So those are the 5 counts, and the lawsuit's been filed. I think it's just a really slow process, so I don't really know how long it's going to take, but I think it just kind of takes forever.
Well, that strengthens your case, for those that aren't aware of that, that you've now been found not guilty.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I still had a case even if I would have been found guilty of these traffic charges, but either way, it definitely strengthens the wrongful arrest and imprisonment when I was declared by a jury of my peers to be not guilty. So I've been cleared of all wrongdoing, and it's a final decision. And so now, we can go after them because I need to recover some of my losses, and we need to set a precedent here that they are going to have consequences if they just beat and taser an innocent person just because they're emotional about some of the things that I said to them or past videos that I've made on YouTube.
Well, they've got this Homeland Security zone for 3 years, 100 miles in, and in some cases, 100 miles in, they're searching people. They leave the illegals alone but harass citizens. So I think the point that some Arizonans who are against the open borders but for the Fourth Amendment have made, that the bill will be used against them and not against the illegals. And I think that is a good point that's been made overall, and I think Judge Andrew Napolitano has made that point as well. Pastor Stephen Anderson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
We appreciate you.